Hi, in this demonstration, I'm going to walk through how ChargePro helps hospital groups reconcile rounding activity and ensure every patient encounter has the appropriate documentation and billing. Using this reconcile by rounding list view, administrators can quickly see which encounters have both a charge and a note, which ones are missing documentation or billing, and what requires follow-up with providers. The Medapta system automatically builds rounding lists using multiple interfaces such as admission orders, attending assignments, consult orders, charges, and notes, giving the team a centralized view to monitor encounter completion and reduce missed billing opportunities. So we start here on the Reconcile by Rounding List menu. This is the high-level view of every hospitalist rounding list at this site on February 11th. At the top here, I can set my date range. I can see today's encounters. I can filter by only A admitted or D discharged. I can filter by individual provider rounding lists, and I can filter by the individual groups, which in this case are facilities. At the bottom, I can look for a specific patient by name or by medical record number. In the total column, this is where we're going to focus right now. This is the view of the entire list of patients for that provider. So let's click on our test provider and see their patients. So on this provider-centric view, I can see exactly which patients the provider rounded on that day. Missing charge and note encounters have no billing or documentation. Hold missing charge means a signed note is present, but there is no billing. Hold missing note means a charge is present, but there is no signed documentation. No charge expected means we will no longer expect a charge and a note. And exported, this means the encounter is complete. A note and a charge have been submitted successfully. So let's go through some of these examples. We'll just pick Test Russell. This is a patient that has both a charge submitted and a note. So you can see here the note and then the charge code 99239. Test Davi is an example of a patient where the doctor signed a progress note but did not submit a charge. So that will look something like this, where we can see the progress note signed by Dr. Smith, but we're missing that charge code that we saw in the previous example on Test Russell. So it is on hold for missing charge, where an admin is going to be following up with the provider. Test Melissa is similar, but it's this one, the doctor submitted a charge but did not submit a note. So now we have the charge code 99232, billed by Dr. Smith, but there is no note. Test Aaron is that example of the no charge expected. So this is where maybe a note was signed, but there won't be a charge and we're not expecting one. So what the user can do here is just press the add NCE, add no charge expected, and that will change this from a red to the black and remove this patient from the missing charge list. So that's just clicking this to flip it, and it'll flip it back and forth. Test Gregory right here. This is an example of the patient where the doctor is missing both a charge and a note. So the status is here. There's not really much to see on the inside. It's going to prompt me to enter a note or a charge code manually, but yeah, there is nothing here. Okay, so now I'm going to switch to a higher level view. Back to where we were, where the totals get added up and allow us to see the whole group of providers rather than just one. So in the red column here, the uncharged column, that is how many patients have both missing charge and missing note. It's red because the status is high priority. So out of 373 patients, 372 have a charge and a note, or either one or the other or both. But this one is missing both the charge and a note. In the hold column to the right of the total, where we have the 2 here, these are the patients that are incomplete. They either have a charge with no note or a note with no charge. The export column is a number of patient accounts that were completed today. The exported column are the number of completed patient accounts prior to today. So all of these were completed prior to today. So that wraps it up. Charge Pro provides administrators with an easy, centralized view to monitor hospitalist rounding activity and ensure encounters are fully documented and billed. By automatically pulling the data from multiple clinical interfaces, the system highlights missing charges, missing notes, completed encounters, so teams can quickly focus their follow-up efforts where they're needed the most. This streamlined reconciliation process helps reduce missing billing opportunities, improves documentation compliance, and gives organizations better visibility into provider activity across the entire group. Thank you.